Hello everybody, Neil here from the Four Corners, and welcome to a review on 71747, the Keeper's Village with 632 pieces. The Keeper's Village by itself is yet again one of those Ninjago bad guy structures that are trying to represent something that's so much bigger in the show with the parts budget. Usually Ninjago sets are kind of hit or miss, 50-50 on that. Some tend to be very accurate to the actual show, and some tend to not really capture the essence pretty well. While this set is pretty great at getting you the whole feel of the island and making you feel like this is season 14, it's not really that great at representing what it was in the show. A lot of stuff like this rock face right here, it's supposed to be in different places. This is supposed to be where the throne is and everything, but that's fine. We're going to look at this as just a set and how it functions as a season 14 set. Starting off with the figures, let's start off with the bad guys. The funny thing here is that this is the Keeper's Village, but you're actually getting less keepers than Ninja. You do get the totem, so I guess it all balances out. This guy has a huge scythe with a tiny little pointy area at the front, which is a little funny. And he has the usual mask, just like all the other Thunder Keepers. And that is his huge smile underneath that. That's how his backprint looks. These Keepers, again, they're not really pink in the show, they're more transparent. But LEGO still managed to get somewhat of that transparent feel with what they had. Here is the big bad guy, Chief Mamatus, and you actually build a part of his hat. You put these tiny tooth pieces in a little peg down here. He has a gigantic weapon. That is a long spear. These Keepers are kind of known for their huge weapons. And that is a orange cape. That was weird. I did not see that coming at all. Overall, he's pretty cool. Let me lift up that cape so that you can see that better. That's a little bit of bronze or gold right there. Here is his alternate face. One looks like he's going to be screaming at somebody, and the other one is more of like talking to somebody but not necessarily shouting, but both are pretty much talking faces. Coming over to the Island Kai, he's looking very cool. I usually prefer to take the sword off. He looks slightly cooler without those. As for his tiny little swords, I did not like them at the start, but I'm starting to grow on these. That's how he looks from the back with his armor on, and how he looks with the armor off. His alternate face is also something we've seen so much ever since the LEGO Ninjago movie. Nothing new here. This is Island J with his usual flail to fight off those bad guys. This time his flail is a little bit of a different design just to fit the island theme, but Jay's pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at that back print. Jay here, just like Kai, has his symbol on the back, but unlike Kai, he has a gray strap going through to hold some supplies he needs when he goes into the dangerous island. Cole here is an exclusive figure and a reason to buy this set even if you're not a huge fan of the build. He is a really cool exclusive figure. He has the orange headband, LEGO's capitalizing on that orange, although this time he has a lot less orange than he used to have from the past seasons. There is also a cool island styled weapon he has. That looks pretty cool. Let's take that sword off to see a little bit of his back printing with all that armor on. And then with the armor off, it's no surprise you get the usual elemental symbol and the usual armor printing for the specific ninja. Okay, getting to the main build, the basic stuff you need before we get into the traps and everything is that this is able to fold out and this is able to fold out as well. This is actually able to be detached and you can put this anywhere you want since this is kind of like an entrance to that island. So that's really cool. You can access this all so easily. Now let's get to the traps as a ninja would go up. Starting off, if an innocent ninja was to wash up on shore and step on this leaf, I can actually pull this lever all the way back here and that would kind of launch him onto that tree. And that's a really cool feature. I really like traps like that from movies, but I didn't know it could be translated so well into LEGO form. Jay's just dangling there, and that's pretty cool. But don't worry, there's more traps to go through if the ninja got past that. So if I step on this, the leaf will be pushed aside. That was a little weak. Let me do that again for you. I'm gonna push this to the side a little. If I put Kai here and I press this, the leaf will be brushed aside. That's because it's a lever, and this like shooter right here, it will shoot stuff. So you didn't see that because that was so fast, but let me show you that from another angle. So right here, when this leaf is brushed aside, I push this and that shoots a stud very quickly and it will knock out a ninja right here. Although Kai is pretty heavy and it doesn't necessarily knock him off the first time, there's 3 loaded in this. So it should knock him off at least once out of those 3 times. I guess I should mention this, but if you articulate this leaf out, which you can't really do, you will see the sign, which is hidden most of the time because this leaf cannot move out of the way so that the sign gets fully revealed. Now let's get on to the stairs and the rest of the stuff. If your ninja manages to make it up these stairs, there's a throne to first go past if Chief Mattis is sitting there, but then there's also a huge totem. Believe it or not, this actually took one whole bag to build. This whole totem is bag 5, and it's pretty heavy because of that. You can take this totem apart, let me move this out of the way, you can split it into 3 different things. And these are the most important stickers you ever put in your life, because these are the stickers to actually make the character. If you don't put these stickers in, then this isn't a totem, it's just more of a really long Lego rock. So this guy is yellow and slightly angry. This guy has huge eyes and he looks pretty crazy. And then finally the leader of them all, or presumably the leader because he has the amulet on his head, he's the most angriest as he's red. Now that's over. If you got past these guys, then you're pretty much conquered the island because that's pretty much all the forces. There's some fire up here. Let me show you that. Yeah, I broke a little, but that's supposed to break off. That's the whole benefit of this. There's a little bit of fire and then a lot of detailing going throughout. Let's get the inside jail cell now. The build right here is the biggest thing you'll be getting throughout the whole set. So let's see, this is a jail cell. You can put a minifigure pretty comfortably down there, a bucket for some reason, and if you push this leaf down, that will lift the front of this jail. So let me show you that from this side. See? And your ninja can escape through some lava. You have to be very careful when you're escaping there. And as for interior, you can put a little pot that fell out of place here. That pot is filled with random stuff, and I think a fish fell here. So you can heat all of this island cuisine up. While it probably doesn't look like the most delicious food ever, it's still food for the islanders. Then you also get a lot of accessories. This right here was built very oddly. So you would think it was just clipped on, but so you take this shield and you stick this pole in the shield. It doesn't actually connect through a clip, and that's how you put that in. I thought that was pretty interesting. Overall, the set is pretty great. My favorite part is the totem, mainly because it's so important to the show and the fact that you're getting such a substantial build as an extra to a set like this. That's pretty cool. All the traps that are going through, very fantastic. I love it when there's more features. The figures are cool. I wish we got maybe one more keeper, but that's asking too much for a $50 price point. Of course, if this set was given more of a budget, maybe with 1,000 pieces costing $100, it could have been one of the best Ninjago sets ever with the whole context. It's so good as a $50 set, who's to say it couldn't be that amazing at $100? But then that takes away something that the island is so special for, which is the whole wave of sets is so affordable. And a lot of kids are able to get most of these sets and recreate most of the story, which is really cool. That does wrap up this video talking about my thoughts on the Keeper's Village set, which overall is almost a 8 or 9 out of 10 build. Thank you for watching this video, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!